Okay, in this video, I'm going to show the finished Overlord chase AI that I showed earlier. This time, he's going to do terrain following and reacting to the player when he makes a mistake. And initially, I'm going to show some new Maya animations that I had to do when the player falls back. So I'll play the first one where he's just being tossed in the air and he does a somersault. I'll just move it around so that we can have a good look from different angles. So here's from the front. Guess I could do it from the side or a little offset. Maybe I'll single step it. So there he gets picked up, tossed, he gets caught, and then it just goes back. I split this into a two-part animation. So there's the initial pickup, and then he does a loop where he just continuously gets tossed. I'll show that when it's running on the iPhone so you can get an idea. And let's just show him from the back. And then I also had to do another one for variety. Well, the animator had to do it. I just put them in the game. This one, he's picked up and he does a little twirl. So again, we'll show it from different sides. I'll single step it. So again, the same thing, it loops. There's a loop portion of the animation that I play continuously, and then there's the initial pickup animation. So there he's tossed. And I'll show him from the back. So there you have him. So in the second part of this video, I'll just show the gameplay with the Overlord chasing the player in a complete level, and then I'll show how he follows the terrain and he reacts to the player actions. So that'll be in the second part of the video. Now I'm going to show the Overlord chasing the player as he moves through the level. So first I'll do a mistake. You're only allowed 2 mistakes before you get caught by the Overlord. But here he is chasing you, so he can climb up the stairs. And you're only chased for a few seconds before he leaves you. So you just have to survive for a while. So there you have him following you around. He does rolls sometimes. He does that randomly. But he also follows the terrain, which is one thing I wanted to have, so that he looks more or less realistic as he's chasing you through the world. So I can have him go across. And I'll make him climb upstairs. And if you get caught, if you slam like that, then he'll play one of his toss animations. For instance, now he's doing the twirl. And here I combined both the somersault and the twirl I showed earlier in Maya. And as you can see, there's a capture, and then he just plays a loop to keep you entertained. It's just the finish animation if you make a mistake. So I'll restart this again, and then I'll show him doing some more things. So I'll show that in the next portion of this video. Here I'm back showing the Overlord running. And this took a little longer than expected. And that's partly because I wanted to get everything working correctly, and some of the animations also took a bit of time. But I also wanted the Overlord to look competitive with all the other games that are out on the App Store, and his AI logic is pretty much up there with anything else you'll see on the store. So that took some time to get properly tweaked, and also having him react properly to the collision detection. There were some edge cases that I hadn't accounted for. So they'll both step up, and if I slam. And there's a separate animation that is played. So it randomly picks between what he's going to play when I'm playing the capture animations. It also will sometimes do collision detection test. So if some of the animations collide with the surrounding geometry, it'll default to another one where there's less collisions. So the finish animation that it plays will always look best depending on the surrounding geometry. So I did a little bit of logic to improve that. And I'll show another example of the capture animations when you fall forward. I've showed those earlier, but I'd like to show it again with the collision geometry. So that's the final thing I'll show. Okay, here I'm going to show the final Overlord capture animations when the Overlord when you fall forward. And again, anything that you hit while you're playing the game will cause the Overlord to come out and chase you for a period of time. So again, if I try to go outside the bounds of the track, or if I hit anything, that usually triggers the Overlord. So let me find the place where I can So there's another one where you're dragged off. I'll play a couple of them. These are random, but I'll just show them all interacting with the world. So the first one I showed was you're being dragged by the feet. Okay, here I'll show some more of the capture animations. So I've triggered the Overlord, and if you bounce. So there's another one where you're getting shaken by the scruff of the neck. And again, it's similar to the other ones. There's a pick you up animation, and then just a looping animation when you're captured. So now I'll show the final one. Okay, here I'll show the final capture animation when you fall forward. There you are. So you get picked up and then just shaken. So it's a variation of the other ones. So I had to have 2 extra animations done because there's a fall forward animation and a fall back, and so I had to have separate animations for each. And again, it took longer than I wanted, but I'd rather spend the extra time to getting everything right. And like I said, it looks comparable, or in many cases better than anything you'll see in the App Store. And that's what I wanted to achieve. So in the next video, I guess I have to figure out what I'm going to work with next. There's one more main gameplay feature that I need to finish, so that'll probably be the next thing I show, and I'll just do a video when that's finished. So till next time, thanks and bye.